We're up to number 4, guys. Cibola burn. Same as always, this is a spoiler-free review, but considering that where we are in the books, I might mention, I haven't been lately, I don't think, but I might mention something that happened in the books before, so there might be spoilers for those. There won't be spoilers for this one, so here we are. I'm assuming if you're coming into book 4 on a series as far as reviews is concerned, you've read them before. Anyway, so here we go. And if you've made it this far into both my reviews and the series, you probably have an idea what to expect. Although, you know, we'll get there. Because it's really, instead of like subverting my expectations, this time it really just kind of cements them, for lack of a better word. So, same thing as always. So I'm going to attempt to say it quickly, but good God, every time I pick one of these up, and it's getting to the point where I kind of expect the consistency and the pacing to be amazing, or at least just that mind-numbing how well they just keep being as consistent as they are, both in quality and in pacing. And it just, they haven't dropped the ball yet, and we are on book 4. This is we're pretty far into the series at this point. We've almost hit the halfway point, and they haven't. There hasn't even been, I don't even think, a 10-page slump. So, kudos, good on you. Once again, can't say enough. Please see previous reviews for more information on that front. As I'm reading this book, it's now obvious that we are in a flavor of the week style of presentation here. If the books were episodes, episode 1 would be the zombie virus, episode 2, book 2, would be the political intrigue, book 3 would be your religious pilgrimage, book 4 is your western. You know, that's where we're at. It was, you know, little pocket bubble stories. It's really cemented the idea of that's the style we're in. This book is a bubble, and that bubble is political. This book is a bubble, and that bubble is religious. This book is a bubble, and that bubble is the Western, and that's where we're at now. This is the Western. Old-timey Wild West, everything. Every cliche you could imagine. You know, the ring gates are open. The universe has expanded. It is now just innumerable systems connected with innumerable planets. We now have options to go. It's not just Earth, Mars, and the Belt anymore, or Earth, Mars, the Belt, and the slow zone. It is now Earth, Mars, the Belt, the ring gate, slow zone, and it opens up to everything. And the options are just countless, and we end up on a real frontier style planet. I mean, because that's what it is. It takes 3 years to get there. Or however long it takes, a while to get there. Maybe it was 1.5 years, 3 years round trip, I forget. But it takes a long time to get there. So even if they sent for help, the help wouldn't be there in time to do anything. So we really make our own rules out here. And it really does. It feels like the Wild West in space. Justifiably so. And it makes perfect logical sense. It really does. I'm not saying that it's devoid of logic. No, but they lean into the Wild West feeling really hard. So I guess what I'm getting at, it really cements the idea that they're going for an episodic vibe. There is an overarching story, there really is, but it's more of something that we're going to sprinkle and pepper through instead of it being the narrative that we're following. It is, we follow this narrative for this episode and this narrative for this episode, and we just sprinkle the main plot throughout as we go. Think X-Files, not Stranger Things. It's a different type of storytelling. Like in X-Files, you know, this week's monster won't matter next week. We might have a throwback comment, you know, to this week's monster. Like, so we're season 2, episode 5, and we're gonna have Frankenstein. Once he's done with this episode, he doesn't matter anymore. By the time we get to season 4, we might have a reference to Frankenstein, and people who read that book are gonna go, oh yeah. But other than that, the stakes aren't going to really carry over. That being said, that leads directly into character. Once again, here we are. Character's doing what character does in this series, and this is another thing that's really enforcing it, is because last time, we've been dumping our characters for a whole new set. Well, guess what? We dump our characters again for a whole new set. This is what we've come to expect, but now we're in season 4. Book 4, but now we're in season 4. Now we're going to pull in Havelock from season 1, who was a side character to Miller. Well, now he gets to be a point of view character, because callback, does it really matter? Does his character really matter? No, not really. But it's that fun callbacky thing. So this is just reinforcing to me that this is the style of storytelling that they have chosen for us. And that might be, maybe you're an X-Files junkie. Maybe that type of storytelling was what you love. Maybe, there's a huge amounts of shows go with this. Anyway, I will say, luckily, in pretty much every book, there is about one character that I think is just really good. I really enjoy them. I like them a lot. Thank God for that, because without character, at least something fun to read, I don't even have to like your character. I just need to be entertained by the reading process. And for some reason, character kind of does that for me. I enjoy reading characters, especially if you can make them deep or broken, but whatever. But anyway, this time around we get Elvie. I had so much fun with her. I really did. I enjoyed her a lot. And that's not to say that she'll be your favorite, but I guess what I'm saying is they are diverse enough that there's been at least one character in each book that you will kind of go, I like that one, and you at least have somebody to carry you through the story that that you look forward to reading. I've also had at least one where I'm just like, God, get this chapter over with, which is, you're not going to win them all. Okay, so all that aside, what this book did for me is it really cemented everything that I've been saying. Character's not a priority. The characters are just going to be average. They're not bad, but they're not good. They're real right down the middle. They're really doubling down on the episodic feel of it. The stakes are going to just be cranked. There are some things that are going to happen in this book where it's like they're attempting to dial the tension and the stakes all the way up to 11, and then within either a couple of chapters or by the end of the book, oh, that problem solved. Moving on, and it's that, it's that real like I said, that real X-Files vibe. Mulder is going to be on the table. He's dying. He's literally having a heart attack as we speak, but Scully's going to come in, she's going to shock him, and he'll come back, and he's going to move on through the rest of the episode like nothing happened over here. And then by the time next episode comes, he'll be on this table over here dying, and then that won't matter by the time the next episode comes. So it really enforced that. It just, if I've been saying it, whether it was a compliment or a complaint, this book just cemented it all. It really just, and of course, that big budget blockbuster feeling remains intact 100%. Now for me, even though the quality of all the writing and all of that is going to stay on par with what it has been up to this point, the fact that it's starting to feel, I stopped watching that long form format that gives me a story here, gives me a story here. I'm here for the through line. And if the through line is just kind of peppered into other pocket standalone stories, you're going to lose me. So even though the quality has stayed up to where it has been, the fact that they're really doubling down on that pocketed episodic vibe has made my enjoyment of it recede a little bit. And overall, I'm liking the book less just due to that feeling. So this one's going to come in, it's going to slide back just a little bit further than the other ones, and I'm going to go ahead and rate this one at a 6.5. Not necessarily on the merits of its storytelling, just on as it fits into the series as a whole. I didn't feel like it did as much as it should have or could have in the grander scheme of a 9-book series. So 6.5.